All right, let's try this again. Gobble gobble, bitches. Welcome to Play the Hits. How you doing, Max?
There we go. TLDR. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. I'm doing pretty good. All right, now that the stream seems to be working just fine, I can hear everything. So
whoa, what just happened there? And it's not choppy, which is good because we put it in 720p. Which
speaking of Thanksgiving,
Mrs. Butler,
figured out today I'm going to be spending Thanksgiving pretty much by myself, I'm thinking.
Oh shit, what's up, dude?
Well, we had some plans. We were going to spend it with some trusted friends. And then today I won't give too many details, but I got exposed.
Oh no, dude.
Someone with coronavirus. I mean, I'm wearing like full PPE. I'm wearing my respirator, all that stuff. So the company that I work for puts me at like low risk.
Okay.
Because I'm wearing all the crap and taking all the precautions and everything.
Professor,
yeah, but still, damn.
This person, because we've treated patients like this before. But basically, it was
just a delivery
a
driver
coworker,
with a rescue subcontract.
and they didn't get it's no fault of their own. They didn't get any results. If there was like a positive result, the company's supposed to call them and tell them what's going on, and they didn't.
Shit.
They looked at it themselves and figured out, they were positive and had to get out of there.
Whatever. I'll see you at the checkpoint in 2 minutes.
Huh.
So
Be ready to leave.
yeah. So basically,
Okay.
just for everyone's safety, I'm sticking just by myself here. Yeah. Basically that. So
Oh man, dude.
Eddie's
I'm
not
sorry.
even here
I can
tonight.
get past the security checkpoint. I can
Yeah.
get
Well,
It's all good,
hoping
though.
you don't have it. Man.
No, I really doubt it.
I
I'm
only
not
have a
really
few
worried.
spaces.
But
Yeah, but you don't want to
You
take
know,
any chances either. I get it.
exactly. So changing plans up and
Meet
everything.
me at
It's
the
just like,
security
that
checkpoint
sucks.
in 2
But
minutes.
Yeah.
it's all good.
Well, no, I didn't share this with you, but we had a change of plans in my household too. But my dad was supposed to come.
Oh yeah.
For Thanksgiving. Not to alarm you, because he's doing much better now and so far, but last week he had an ER visit.
Oh, what's going on with him?
So he had like a fever of like 103, and
okay.
was like delusional, and it was like a really nasty bladder infection. And
okay.
and he's still in the hospital right now because as they were treating him for that, they found kind of a mass on his colon, which was alarming. But biopsy results from that have been good. Which is a positive. Good. But then even more, just 2 days ago now, they found a little tiny spot on his kidney, which is super early detection, and they're able to cut it right out. But it just kind of, it's been like one thing after another, of course. And so long story short, he's still in there. He's doing all right. He's kind of loopy from the amount of like
stuff they're putting on him to make him comfortable.
Yeah, well they've got him. Yeah, they've got stuff to make him comfortable. They've got stuff to fight the infection. They had to put him under to do the biopsy. And so it's just been, it's been a wild week. Like, I went from,
dude.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my dad, to, oh my gosh, this is taking forever, to, oh my gosh, can they just, give him some relief at this point,
Yeah. Man, that's great. I'm sorry, man. That's a lot going on.
Yeah,
man. That's a week.
Yeah, it's literally a week ago tonight. Like, Anthony called, and he was, like, panicking, because Dad just wasn't himself. And, my dad, he wouldn't, he didn't want to raise the alarm or go to the doctor or anything.
Yeah,
so,
I get it,
So he resisted hard enough that we just straight up called an ambulance because I wasn't going to risk it. And it's a good thing we did.
Good judgment.
Yeah, because of the bladder infection, like the doctor who treated him said he was probably about 48 hours away from going septic, which would have been that can be fatal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
well, that's good, and getting them in there for that, they found a bunch of other stuff, like you said, with the kidney.
So like
catching that early.
Like I said, on the one hand, like every day I've been getting like a new call from the doctor. Well, we found this. I'm like, shit. What else are you gonna find?
Yeah.
But then each time it's always come back like, well, we've got some actual good news about this. Super early detected. We can pretty much just cut this out, and he'll have to do some rehab, of course, but. Way better than it could have been.
Yeah, that's good. It's kind of like, you don't take the car to the shop for a while. It's like, okay, hey, we got some things, and we're gonna tune you up.
Right?
So
Yeah, and like I'm not trying to be like overly optimistic or like like deluding myself about how serious this was, but so far, fingers crossed. A lot of it seems to indicate that some like lifestyle and diet changes are going to be in order, but not like chemotherapy or anything like that.
Yeah.
It is Huxley again.
So
yeah, there's a lot of good there, and I'm glad he's more comfortable.
And I basically just have to keep telling myself that,
Huxley,
just.
Did you find pasta?
I don't have a code there.
What are plans for tomorrow?
Just family dinner and hanging out with my boys.
Sounds good.
Which is pretty ideal. I mean, that's pretty much what I would have done if Dad were here anyway. So
yeah.
So we'll try to FaceTime him at some point if he's, So hey, you're a nurse. Maybe you can help me out with this. The one thing that has been a little bit alarming, but not like so much so that like we're panicked, is that like I said, he's still kind of looped. It's been about maybe just shy of 48 hours since he had what's the thing they put you under
anesthesia?
Anesthesia, yeah. And he's still kind of like a little confused.
Is he constipated? Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, like confused, not quite all there just yet. So like common reaction or not so common.
How long has he been in the hospital? Like for
for a week, and he hasn't been able to eat. They've got him on like constant meds. It's been so he's exhausted on top of everything else.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, as far as the anesthesia, I mean the confusion. Usually it'll be like maybe a day or so.
Okay.
But it seems like there's other stuff going on with him.
Yeah.
It could be like other like pain medications they might have him on because of pain he's having.
Yeah.
So he could be kind of loopy from that.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as the anesthesia, I'm thinking if it's been 48 hours, that's probably mostly worn off, but the kind of the after effects it can have on the body, a lot of times like GI issues, especially with older people.
Okay, yeah.
That can happen where it's like, man, I haven't really passed anything yet. Like that takes a while for like gastric motility to come back sometimes.
Yeah.
But if it was just that and it'd been 48 hours and he's confused, it's like, oh, okay, what's going on? But I bet there's a lot more going on as far as like pain meds and stuff, and that can definitely, make you kind of loopy and make you say some interesting things and be a little weird. Yeah. So I'm thinking that's okay.
Okay.
And I think if there was any
that's what I figured. They weren't like sounding the alarm. They are gonna do a CAT scan to check to make sure there was no like short-term or long-term damage from the fever, which he was apparently running for like 2 days before I found out about it. So
okay.
So hopefully that'll come back good.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of from what little I understand or know about this, from like just being hospitalized for that length of time with that much medicine going into you can,
yeah,
you lose a little self-awareness.
Yeah, I bet he needs some good sleep too, to catch up on that.
Yeah.
But I think if there was something going, because if it was like the infection or something still, I think the doctor.
No, the infection's really well under control, which is good.
Yeah. So I know sometimes that can cause some like delirium, like a UTI or something.
That's where we were last Wednesday.
Yeah, so it seems like that's under control.
The girl was in danger. We all were. I gave the dame a nav point for a hideout we could use.
Actually, it's like the year 3000. Why are you still talking like that? Come on. So yeah, that's been a parking prohibited. Okay. So yeah, that's been a large part of my week. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to game or not, but.
Who are you?
I gotcha.
But no,
I man.
Well, and that's been I think the only
you can trust him.
shitty thing from my end. Originally, I was planning to drive up and see him Friday.
We'll get you out of here and leave you too.
Just to visit him. It turns out the whole time he's in the hospital, he's only allowed one visitor, which is already my brother. So,
wow.
Yeah, they're really on lockdown.
Man, fuck COVID, dude.
Right. So now my plan is to go up and see him like when he's about to be released, and I can actually, help.
Yeah. I get that.
But at this point, I would just be driving up to Ohio to be, 100 miles closer to him and not be able to see him.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, what's the point? And you can see him over the phone.
Right.
Oh. Okay.
Is that what you want?
I love the future, but
well, it's good. It sounds like he gave consent, so the doctors are keeping you in the loop and everything.
Yeah,
that's good. And
I'm like trying not to be like overly optimistic either, because like when I do that, like I tend to just like ignore problems.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I'm not like freaking out anymore either. Like I recognize it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it seems like the things that, because a lot of times you go into the hospital and they find something alarming right away, and they did, but they got that part under control.
Yeah.
So I think anything else they would let you know that was like pressing, and they haven't. So well, I mean they have with a few things, but they've been working on that.
Yeah, like the colon mass needs to get removed, and the kidney thing they're gonna want to look at closer, of course. But
I'm pretty sure
on the plus side, early detection is always a good thing.
Yep.
So. Not out of the woods yet, but he's better off than he was.
Yeah, sounds like you've had a week, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I can't.
So long story short, the good old play the hits is just what I needed.
Someone else is on the con.
All right, yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was glass or not.
Yeah,
I drove through it.
Like,
I was thinking to myself,
you gonna be okay here?
I could play.
Oh
It was
shit.
a desperate plan, but I was done for anyway.
Oh, okay, I
There was
thought
a number
like
in my head now,
the peasants
and it
were
was a
revolting
big
or something.
one.
That's
I
just
could
good old
turn
pollution.
myself in
Yeah, that's just
and
pollution.
push the blue red button.
Hey, speaking of pollution, let's talk about our good friend and like loyal watcher of Play the Hits, Donald fucking Trump.
With pollution? Okay, what's going on?
Okay,
I
so
don't
he's
think I heard this.
so naturally with a month to go as president, he's deregulating all that he can for his business buddies. And today he just pardoned Michael Flynn.
Michael Flynn, I did hear about that. Yes.
Like basically, it's like how many crimes can I commit using my presidential authority in a month?
You know
Like,
what, dude?
That's like the game he's playing.
You talk about outrage fatigue. Like, I was still like, okay, he's been doing this shit. Is he really gonna, like, on his way out, burn everything?
Absolutely.
And, like, do these things that are so flagrant? Yes, he is. Because I think he's been taught that he's kind of getting away with it.
Yeah.
But,
like, at this point, it's just Trump being Trump. Like, no one expects anything else.
It's almost
which is
like,
horrible.
why wouldn't he do this? Like, he doesn't have anything to lose. I mean, like the DOA.
Right. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he pardon a man who lied to federal officials and colluded with Russia? Why wouldn't he?
Lied
do
to
that?
the FBI, and yeah, exactly.
Like an actual felon, and no, you did your service to Trump, so now Trump's got your back.
Have you heard? Like, I think a lot of the current, like, people who are currently working with him, aides and everything, they're coming out of the woodwork anonymously. I think since Biden has won, like, they know, okay, well, we don't have to deal with this for another 4 years, so they're just they're getting loose lips now. Like,
yeah,
you were hearing the stuff that we already knew he was probably gonna do or try to do. Like, we're getting confirmation that he's been asking a lot about, like, oh, how do you pardon yourself?
Yeah,
like,
right.
this isn't. Is there? I know there's no precedent for this, but how would you go about doing that?
How would I
It's
do
just
that hypothetically?
Oh my
yeah.
god! Like,
What a sack of shit.
seriously, like, okay, like, I shouldn't be surprised, but I still somehow am a little bit.
Right, like, is it
Like, is
possible
it really
to pardon
going the
myself
way?
for all future crimes that I commit?
Like, the things you and I talk about fucking every time we play, the things that were like, yeah, he's probably doing this. He's like, no, he is. Like, like, there shouldn't be any surprise. He's doing it down to the letter.
Yeah,
what
and
we
you're
thought
right
he'd
though.
be
But
doing.
we talk about this every time because there's something new and ridiculous every fucking week. Like, what is Play the Hits gonna be like as soon as Biden takes over? You know, like what? Like,
What are we gonna talk about?
yeah, what are we gonna fucking talk about?
Yeah, I mean, Biden is promising, and basically, that it's just going to be a whole. So much of his first 100 days is just a repudiation
Right.
of his, like, reversing so much of this shit. You know,
Which is
we're gonna
great.
feel the effects for years. I know, but thank God, like, a lot of this shit is he's at least gonna start on the path of reversing a lot of this.
I
And
hope
then
so.
do what he can with executive order, but we'll see about how much help, if any, he's going to get from the legislative branch.
Yeah, Republicans are really gonna put some roadblocks in his way, which sucks. one thing though, like, and this sounds weird because I like Biden a lot. I'm not on board with all of his policies, but I like him. I think he'll do a fine job. I'm really looking forward, though, to turning on the TV and just not hearing, like, society-altering news about something horrible the president has done.
Really?
You know, I can't wait to wake up in February, you know, and just have the president working in Washington and just not being on the news today because he's
being kind of boring.
Yeah,
being kind of boring. Like
that's what I want for my politicians. Like I don't need like exciting world-changing politicians anymore.
No, God no.
I just want them to just show up, do their job, and make the world a little bit better by the time they're done. Like, is that so much to ask?
No, that's how it really should work. Just day after day, just work little steps to making it better.
I want a fucking pencil pusher. You know, I want someone who's just like cock deep in legislature and like stuff that I don't need to know about. You know?
Stuff someone smarter than me who knows that stuff, just kind of doing it day by day.
Yeah.
Like, and it's at worst, it's been what it has been, making like these sweeping changes and just lunacy. That's like, holy shit! Like, really, we're gonna be the laughing stock of the world. You're gonna, make our biggest trade partners your enemies.
No.
Like, and at its best, just gridlock.
Right.
Which is what I'm kind of expecting for a lot of the Biden presidency. We'll see again what happens in Georgia, in January, but. Like,
how could the scumbag know?
Yeah, just gridlock basically, where it's just like, okay, we're trying to do our job, and half the legislator is gonna no, we're just not gonna make sure you do nothing.
Which is
like the first 2 years of Obama, basically.
Yep.
Just sucks. Yeah.
That is the exact opposite of what our government was designed to do.
Yeah, and I definitely.
The whole point of the party system was that, we have difference in ideologies, but we compromise and work together, and hopefully the best parts of what we want to achieve come out, right?
Yeah, it's and like you said, compromise. That was kind of the old way of doing things. And I could definitely take an extremist, like, progressive view sometimes, and like, no, we got to do this, but compromise really is, if you have a divided nation, which more than ever it seems like we do. This last election has taught us. You got to compromise on some things. Okay, hey, the majority of people, only by a small-ish margin, voted for us. Obviously, 40-something% voted for you guys. So we got to come to some kind of agreement where no one's really happy, but we both kind of get something we want, and that just doesn't happen. Instead, nothing happens.
Right.
That seems to be how it's played out these days.
Meanwhile, I'm driving with a bomb in this game.
Yeah, I was like, I missed, like, what the fuck's going on now?
So that detective dude's threatening to self-destruct here.
And where's he at?
He's in my car.
Jesus.
198 seconds. I think I'm okay, but I also, I know this game, and it's going to be difficult to get to where I need to get.
It's like with this game, you get almost all the way there, and then it's like... And
it's like, okay, oh my god, where do I go? Where do I park? Yeah. But no, going back to your point on politics, that's... I'm the same way, right? Like, I have pretty left-wing views, and I understand that about myself, and I know that people just fundamentally think different than I do. But I'm not so, like, self-absorbed, so, I understand I am not the be-all, end-all of existence, and that other people have the right to their opinions and beliefs.
You're not everyone.
As well, right.
Yeah.
like, what works for me might not work for everyone. So, we have to elect people who are going to try to work for everyone, and not just, right, like, their own party interest or self-interest. And I don't know why, but we've just arrived at this place today where you can't do that anymore.
It's a lot of there is a lot more self-interest.
Right. Like people who 4 years ago said they would never support Trump are now like, well, no. I guess I just have to because that's the Republican Party now.
Yeah.
Does it have to be, though? Like,
people don't want to go beyond that. It's like, well, I'm a Republican, so I got to vote this way, even though they might not feel like they agree with, where the party stands anymore. I think it's also the people in government more and more are you see the people who are running and the people who are in government, and they're a lot richer than the people who were in government like 30 years ago.
Because it's in their self-interest to control policy.
Like, these people, the people who are, like, in the Senate, like, they find it as a very cushy job, and they want to keep these jobs, you know? And it's, like, a real way to make some money for them, basically. And politics, it was never, like, a poor man's thing, but at the same time, it was never, like, as lucrative as it is these days.
But the idea was that, you know, even a common man or woman with some good ideas could... you know, enter the political arena and run on policy and make some real change.
Yeah. It doesn't
you
seem
can't
that
do that
way
without
anymore.
millions upon millions of dollars, though.
Yeah.
Today.
I mean, maybe like city council or something like very local, but it seems like in the national scene, you're spending so much time campaigning. Like self-interest is definitely a big thing that's hurting it. Yeah. You know, people being just fucking greedy. But it is also like so much of your time is campaigning. Right. And you feel like if you compromise, that's going to make you look weak to the people who elected you. If you're not giving everything you want to your base. But I don't think gridlock is really much better than that. That's easy as interfacing with an old machine.
Yeah. It really is like a shitty system that we've locked ourselves into. And so, about 5 minutes ago, you said something about, like, you know, Trump's president, and because of the way that he acts and treats our, you know, allies, that we're now the laughingstock of the world. But now, he's about to leave office, and we're still the fucking laughingstock of the world because of the way, like, our own citizens can't fucking handle a simple, like, face mask order. Like, I'm sure you've seen the news right now. The airports are like jammed with people.
Yep,
despite
I've seen that
the CDC
from
coming
Chicago.
out and explicitly saying, "Please don't cram the airports." If it's within your means to just stay at home this year, consider staying at home. To which, like, by and large, the population of the greatest nation in the world just said, "Fucking nope."
It was like, no, how dare you? Like,
like don't step on freedoms, you know.
For like one fucking year. With the biggest pandemic of our generation.
Well, and it didn't have to be this big. We forget
that.
It didn't. We made it this big.
No, it didn't.
Like if at any point we had actually listened to the experts and done what they told us to do, it wouldn't have had to get like this.
No, not at all. Hell, the phase 3 trials of the vaccine were hitting a roadblock in Europe because there weren't enough sick people.
Right.
That's like the one tiny silver lining of how
But in all fairness, Europe did seem to rise to the occasion there.
That's true. Lately they did, unfortunately.
Not to belittle anybody, but they seem to have figured that part out.
Dude, it's sad. It was like coming home from work today. It was like a blast from the past. I was like, whoa, traffic.
Never again.
Like, I haven't had this in a while, and it's just everyone is freaking moving, going somewhere right now. And yes, the original plan is I was going to be there with some people, but we take crazy precautions. Like, that's why I'm home right now, and not somewhere else. It's like, hey, I potentially was exposed, so in everyone's interest, I'm going to be staying here.
Yeah.
Like, and no, like, so many people are not, they don't give a shit. They're not getting tested. I've gotten tested like 7 times at least since this pandemic started, you know? And most of those times being in the last 3 months. But,
you've been penetrated more times than Stormy Daniels.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's the nasopharyngeal. Like, most people are doing nasal or even the spit test these days, and they're still tickling my brain. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's me and Addie and the people we hang out with, we're all taking this very seriously.
Good.
And fortunately, most of us either work from home or work from home most days out of the week. I'm the only one that doesn't. Which makes me very jealous.
I don't either, but at least with my job, being in a leadership role, I can kind of help set the parameters and the precautions that we're taking, which is nice. And, you know, I gotta say, like, we are starting to get a lot of flack for that because this has become such a political divide. You know, there's people in the church that are like, we really appreciate what you're doing. Thank you so much. We feel so much safer doing the parking lot service and, you know, online, and it's great. But now we're starting to see just a little bit of these kind of fringe folks who are just like, you know, I've been thinking about it a lot. We really can't keep living in fear, Pastor. We gotta we got to show them loud and clear that we're not going to stop meeting together just because of this COVID thing. Like, no, we absolutely are going to stop.
Like, also, it's not fear; it's precaution.
Right? Yeah. Like, well, and that's the thing, because what shuts them up immediately is like what I always say to end the conversation is like, I understand it's frustrating we can't be together. I feel that too, but we're going to keep serving our neighbor, and they just never know how to respond to that, because it's a good like churchy answer,
Yeah.
And like that's what they pay me to do is give good churchy answers.
The churchy answers.
Yeah. Well, and so if you frame it that way, like suddenly they have to admit to themselves, okay, I'm being an asshole, and like I'm not wanting to help people, I'm wanting to help myself or be comfortable or feel like I'm in my normal routine, and that's just not
very black and white thinking. Like it's like, oh, you must be afraid then. Or like, oh,
and that's what we've heard. That like we've had a few emails just being like, I can't believe you guys are giving into these fear tactics. We really thought, that this was the place where we didn't have to worry about this kind of stuff. And like, no, we are a large group of people from every different kind of job imaginable, all gathering within like 10 feet of each other. We absolutely have to worry about it here.
Yeah.
So like
it's also like not have to worry about it like, oh, we thought this was the one place we could be ourselves or something.
Yes, pretty much.
It's just like do you feel like you're that oppressed?
Yeah.
Or that like
some of them,
this is such a huge inconvenience?
So
like,
by and large, like the people in the church that I serve don't feel that way. But some of the leadership, and I've shared that with you too, like pastors who send out emails like, we got to make a stand because the Dems are going to start attacking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like, I am so frustrated with the way that some of these guys behave. Because, like, it's using your clerical voice, your ecclesial voice, to promote party politics, which, liberal or conservative, I would be grossly offended by that.
Yeah, like you're answering to a higher calling, but not really. People,
but
basically.
Like the higher calling is pissing off the libs. That's the higher calling.
But you're disguising it in a way, whether they know it or not. And I'm sure most of them
some of them
know what they're doing.
Some of them really know it.
Yeah,
and then they just don't give a shit. And that's what drives me more crazy than anything. Because again, like. You could have run for city council. You could have been the mayor of some podunk town in Kentucky, but no, instead you're a pastor, and you're given, like, responsibility for the care of souls, right? Like, people are coming to you for counseling, for marriage advice, for this, that, and the other thing, right? And you're gonna sell them a political ticket. Like, that is... Like... That would be like if you go to a car salesman, he's like, hey, I got this gun that I think you'd be really interested in.
So I don't really have much.
And it's like
right now.
Yeah, I know you want to drive out of here, but have you seen this gun?
Yes, it's plenty big for me and Camus.
You can eat the pizza.
How long can I stay here?
Oh shit, I forgot we bought some
but,
stuff for this apartment.
But like to dress it up as something else, that it's not politics, but that you're you're answering to a higher calling, or that it's just like, what's wrong with these people, that are just living in fear, and it's just like, no, that's and like you said, so like people think they feel like they're so right, so they probably no one feels like they're doing the wrong thing. They probably feel like they're trying to help people, But it's like you got to get beyond yourself.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
probably feel like you're so right on things, but you're not narcissistic enough to be like, okay, no matter how right I feel like I am, I'm not everyone. Other people feel like they're right too. They deserve to have a voice. You don't try to like push them down and be like, no, you need to listen to me. Like,
and that's the worst possible face of this kind of thing, is that you get these guys who really think this way, and they really feel like their call is to make sure that we keep things, just like they were in 1954. Like that's their call.
Really
and like that couldn't
Can you just
be any further from the truth and from what you're expected to do for the people you're called to serve. But like, if I thought they needed my politics, I wouldn't be a pastor.
Yeah.
Well, that's reassuring.
And that's the thing.
Okay,
I
on my way.
could
Round me up.
absolutely
Is Mr.
get up there
Control
and use
okay?
my
I don't
platform
think so, Chemist.
to
Let's go to the
argue
nav point.
against
We have
some
no
of these
other
other
choice.
guys who are preaching politics, and I could preach very different politics, but I don't, because that's not
You would just be playing their game. You
I
wouldn't be doing
would,
anything
yeah.
different than what they're doing, just
Right.
on the opposite side of it.
That's exactly
and they
right.
would hate you for it.
Yep. I would be playing that game, and let's be real here. I'm not a fucking politician. I don't have the same grasp on the issues as a career civil servant. So why should I get up there and tell people how to vote?
Which is also weirdly so derided. You've been in politics all your life. Yes.
Right.
Yes, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
It's I know how to do this.
Yeah, right? That's the thing that they kept saying about Trump that drove me so nuts. Oh, he's an outsider. He's an outsider. Yeah, he's an incompetent buffoon who bankrupted multiple businesses. He is clearly unfit to do any kind of leadership, much less leadership of the nation.
And you just said it. It's he doesn't know shit about politics, but guess what? He's not very good at business either.
No.
He's good at selling himself. That's
and
the
even
one thing
then,
I'll admit.
yeah.
And even now, you're right. I would have said that before his presidency, but now it's just I don't know. I honestly think, well, I don't he is gonna keep trying to make noise.
Yeah.
And maybe make a 2024 bid. Though honestly, I'm not as much as sources have been saying he's saying that. I don't know if his heart's actually in it.
No, I think he wants to make Trump TV and make money off the neocon movement that he's pioneered.
Exactly.
He's
he's already had his 4 years. He's already shook things up.
Yeah, and he's gonna get to be a martyr now, which is what he really loves to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had so many great ideas. I was taking this country in the right direction, and then Sleepy Joe came and he ruined everything.
And exactly, he doesn't have to show any evidence or any oh, look at what I did, because now he's just going to say, well, they messed it up. I didn't get a chance, to put it to fruition.
That he loves, because no one can argue with it, because it's all hypothetical.
Because you don't know exactly. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, maybe in 4 more years Trump would have completely nuked the entire country and burned everything to the ground.
Yeah.
Or maybe he would have stimulated the economy and been the best president ever. We don't know, because he never got a chance. No, but that's neither here nor there. He's just a buffoon, and I'm glad to see him go. And I think what will start to happen is I don't think we can ever go back to the Republican Party of the 90s on down. But I do think that once he's out of Washington, a lot of the Republicans who actually want to see conservative policy get enacted will start distancing themselves from him far and fast.
Yeah, I really hope so.
I mean, they're still going to be doing crooked, deceitful shit, but they're going to be trying to do it with a level of subterfuge once again. How do I get over there?
Which is I won't say the Democrats never do that, of course. There's definitely factions in both parties. There's splits. And I feel for a long time the Democratic Party was definitely more split. You had the Tea Party with the Republicans, but they pretty much were okay, they're kind of fringe until they started coming into, the House and Senate, and they weren't so fringe anymore.
Right.
And now you basically have, it's not so much Tea Party, it's the Trumpers versus the non-Trumpers.
Yeah, well,
and it seems
the Tea Party has been absorbed into the Trump movement.
Yeah, pretty easily. There's a lot of overlap there.
Yeah.
I feel in the thick of Trump's presidency, it was mostly, we're gonna be lockstep with the president. We're gonna go in line with him. And now that he's on his way out, you see a little bit more division, especially with him not conceding.
Oh god, that's been the worst thing. I've even before my dad, I was already on pins and needles just because of the whole
Biden not being able to
do? Is he actually going to get away with this somehow, or? And now
I'm so glad
not,
that.
But...
Yeah, that Biden actually, now he's getting the briefings. Now he there's an official transition going on. Finally, late for sure, but
can't just answer my question.
Sorry, now I'm just okay, what's going on?
Yeah, the AI's back.
Voice.
Yeah.
He has no voice.
Oh, she was controlled.
He is a shell.
Ah,
Don't say
interesting.
that about him.
Poor
Deep
Huxley.
down, you know how empty he is. I felt the pain of your android passing. He was lost. Then he found me.
You're mad. I have no time
Yep,
for this.
I call it.
Wesley says he
Who would have
wishes
thought the
you well.
rogue AI is insane?
Screw you. I'm leaving. Stop calling on me.
I would have your answer to my question before you leave.
What answer?
I am bifurcated light. Consciousness through a prism. I must know what the future holds for this place, and for those who follow me.
I'm gonna keep
You're
driving
a
my
mad
car,
old
lady.
AI with no purpose.
This may be true. I still must know. You came to this city from outside. You understand here and also there. You know the city.
I
and
cannot
the
tell
not
where the
city.
hell we are in
If
this
you say
story,
so.
Max.
So answer my question.
I feel like
I'm
we're
following
starting
it,
to answer
but I can't
Endgame.
tell like where
As
we
it will
actually
have
are as far as
repercussions.
progression.
Is Nivalis a city overcome by monsters?
What?
Oh shit.
I repeat, is Nivalis a city overcome by monsters?
Overcome with monsters? No, Cora. Nivalis is the monster.
I can't detect
Uh-oh.
a signal anymore.
Oh,
Good.
we pissed
We're
it
done
off.
with crazy people.
No, we're not.
No, I think we gave her like.
Thing.
I don't
Yes,
care anymore, Camus.
I think we
Let's get outta
did.
here.
Yeah, I think she's
time
gonna
to
try
destroy
to
the
destroy the
city.
city. Yeah.
I think so.
we just fucked up.
we know where this is going.
Yeah, the city must be destroyed.
Affirmative.
I must kill
the
the
city is the
monster.
problem.
Oh god. Oh shit. When has this ever been a good idea?
Let's just say stupid shit to an AI that obviously possesses
Yeah,
some
an
intelligence.
unstable being of
Are you the
unknowable
real
power.
control
You
or the
know?
annoying fake one?
What do you mean?
Nothing. What you got for me?
I need to ask you to take a passenger again.
Huh, can
So,
do.
you're
That
the
worked out so
annoying
well
real
last time.
control. You know, we're not a taxi service, right?
I know. But this one will be worth it. Very rich client. Needs to get somewhere without the paparazzi getting a sniff.
Someone famous?
I think so. But even I don't know who it is. Sending an Av point. One more thing, Rania.
Yeah?
If it's a cute pop star, get me an autograph.
Don't push your luck.
Anywho, yeah. So that was kind of nerve wracking because, you know, on any like normal year, like it would have just been like, yeah, there's no way in hell that he could ever question the results of the election and like overturn everything through like legal fumbling and other shit. But on the other hand, it's 2020 and this is Trump, and just look at the other shit we've let him get away with. So,
Yeah. And it's also, I will admit, like more people seem like. I mean, I know it's polls, and polls, you know, can't always be trusted.
yeah, polls clearly
but-
don't give the most accurate
Yeah,
information
right,
anymore.
right. But what was I gonna say? As far as like amount of Republicans that some polls are saying like that believe the election was stolen, it's like, ooh,
It's pretty
man.
disturbing, yeah.
It's also like, okay, well, I think this is the reason Trump is doing what he's doing.
Yeah, because he
is-
knows that there are people ready to eat this information up.
Yeah,
Or not
and the more he
information,
does it, the more people
narrative.
believe him. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like if he were to concede, yeah, some people would be pissed, but I think most people would be like, oh, okay, well, if he kind of says so, this is what's happening.
Yep.
But I think he, like, a lot of people are really dialed into him, and,
Oh, yeah.
and if he's not going to say it, they feel like something's going on, something's fishy. So it's, you know, at worst, I'm like, oh my god, like, I don't think this is going to happen, but it's like it's going more than I thought it would. There's more people who seem like there's something wrong.
Yeah.
There's some conspiracy here.
Right.
Even though this stuff is widely debunked, like pretty much every
Yeah.
video, every like story that comes out is debunked very quickly. And what I like, you know, they haven't done hardly anything for so long, but this year really seems like the major social media, Twitter, Facebook, they're
yeah.
at least putting like, hey, this is fake, or hey, this is
Finally.
disputed.
Yeah.
And what are so many conservatives doing? Oh, we're going to run to Parler. We're going to go
Yeah,
somewhere
we're going to
where
get
they're
our
not
own
going to
social media
censor
platforms
us.
that are going to let us say all the lies we want, you know?
Yeah, scream chamber, just getting louder,
Yep.
you know, and not hearing any kind of outside voice anymore, which
Absolutely.
is definitely the dark side of the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Of
It's
just
horrifying.
really, you know, not hearing any outside voices and just what you believe, like the ultimate
Hi.
in confirmation
My name
bias,
is
just
Rania.
like
I'm a
making you
delivery
believe
driver.
more and
I don't
more
normally take
the
passengers.
crazy shit that you might believe.
Right.
Hmm.
We're a taxi service now.
Okay, who's this?
I think I just picked up a
And what does this have
prostitute
to do
from
with
what
the
it
end
looked like.
game?
Can I ask you a question?
You may.
Yeah, it's a prostitute.
Your new song is so good, but on your second album, on
Oh, no, it is a
Candy
pop star.
Droid, were you singing about your first breakup?
Same thing.
Oh, for crying out loud. No,
um,
Camus. I was singing
yeah,
about
no,
the
like
pressures
that
of my
whole,
dream pop world. Sometimes
like,
it is very lonely.
alternative
I'm
facts
sure it must be
movement
tough
that
to be
has
so rich that you can't
become
tell
like
if the people being nice
mainstream
to you
in
really even
the
like
far
you.
right, or not even the far right, just the right
This was
anymore.
not a very
Like
nice
regular
thing to say.
Republicans are now
I'm
buying
sure
this
she
shit
can
up.
go home and cry
And
Yeah.
it's
herself
just
to
disturbing.
sleep on her big pile of
But
money.
I've said it before and I'll
There
say it
is more
again
to
though.
life
I
than
really
material success,
believe that
says the rich pop star. Give me a
like
break.
Rudy Giuliani
Can I ask an
and
additional question?
You may.
Lindsey Graham, they need to be fucking
On your
institutionalized.
third
Like
album,
they,
on the
they
song
I'm
Second
serious.
Skin,
They
you
like
sang,
they'll
"Little
do and
skin,
say anything. They will
scales will
debase
never
themselves and
I'm
others
your dream
to
girl,
score political
bubble gum
points.
lover.
Yeah.
And
Does the
like
second skin
these were
mean
men
their
like
clothes?
Yes, but it also
Rudy
means
Giuliani
I
was
believe
always kind
love
of an
exists
eccentric,
for all
right?
beings.
But at
Yeah.
the same time,
This
like
makes me
I
happy.
heard a radio clip of him
Dolly's new album,
when he lost
Dolly and the Symbiosis
his
Stream,
re-election
coming to
bid for
stores
mayor,
in March.
like in the
Pre-order
early
for the
90s to a
bonus
black
special
man,
edition.
and like people were
Please
booing
let
him,
this
and he's
be
like, no,
overstated.
this is a good
You
thing,
are
this is
moody
progress,
today.
like it's different ideas
shit,
flowing into the
Camus.
office,
You remember who
and
we
that's what we
just
need in
lost?
order to move
I
forward.
remember
And it's like,
us.
holy shit,
Don't say
Rudy
I
fucking
forgot him,
Giuliani
because
just made
I
a
didn't
whole hell of a
forget.
lot of sense.
All right, don't
Yeah.
be
Like
upset.
30 years ago,
I'm sorry.
but
Back in the
I
hell,
also
even
feel
with
lost
9/11,
sometimes.
like
Or I
he
want to
seemed
get
like
lost.
okay, like
No one
yeah,
he's
he was,
trying
he
to be
was
a
a cool
leader.
head.
They
Yeah.
just love.
Like,
and
I don't know
now
what the
yeah,
hell happened.
You
Well,
are
Trump
the
got
mayor
it.
of 9/11
I
like
am
has become the
Dolly.
9/11
I
of
am the
mayors
real Dolly.
basically.
Right, yeah,
like
right.
he's
Wait, what
fucking
does
he's
that
fucking
mean?
crazy.
Well, yeah,
He's
but
like,
I mean, isn't that kind
I'll
of sad
explain this
that
any
like
further.
a respectable
I forgot to
Republican
say,
is
please
now
just
like,
drive to the
I mean,
west for
when you
now.
look at how history is going to
You act
recall
like an
him,
automaton,
he's
right?
going to be
Like, that's the
that
act?
crazy, incoherent
You speak
old
and act
man
like an
who
AI
was
girl, but
like
you're a real
mumbling
woman.
legal
I am
nonsense
what the
nonsense
audience
while
needs
Trump
me to
tried to
be.
burn the country down.
They
Yeah,
recreate
as his hair dye is
Copy
dripping
you.
down
Yeah,
his
I mean,
face. I don't
he
AI
looks
that looks
fucking
like you.
deranged, and he
he
acts
looks
like
crazy,
You're
yeah.
supposed to
And that's the
say.
thing. It's like, okay,
Sound
you know, if
to
he's
you
trying to
too,
like,
huh?
he doesn't
Corpse
believe what he's
media?
actually selling,
Flawless.
but he's
I
trying
was
to do it
replaced.
anyway to
I
like
was Dolly
set himself
before
up in the
Dolly
future.
was
And
Okay,
that's worse.
audience.
That's actually
But-
worse
And when the
because
That's definitely
shares
worse
in my
morally.
persona,
because
someone
because that
needed to
means you're
manage the
willing to
IP.
do whatever it takes for your
That's
own
when they took control
personal
of me.
success and your own
Peace.
Yeah.
personal pay. I mean, that's just
But I don't even think he's doing that. I think it's excuse me. I think it's a losing battle. So I would have called him morally bankrupt.
yeah.
But before these legal challenges, I wouldn't have called him
My
crazy.
face,
And now
my
it's just
songs,
like
my dances,
this is
my
such
personality, the way
I don't know. It really does
the
seem like a
words I
losing
say.
battle. These I mean, obviously legally it will be.
Yeah.
I came home one
These
day
judges
to
are
find
throwing
my
out
apartment
like
locked.
none of these things have,
Like,
have
Like, yeah,
actually.
this is not how the law works.
I
Yeah.
tried to get a
Yeah,
cab,
and it's
found
also
my credit
it's
was
also
declined.
just horrible
I
that
called on my mother,
everyone
and the number was
in the
blocked.
administration,
The
the
whole
who's
time,
the
a billboard
who's
with
the
my
press
face looked
secretary
down
now? I
on
can't
me,
remember her name.
mocking me.
But the press secretary,
And they said
Trump
I could be
himself, and
arrested
Rudy
if I told
Giuliani
anyone
are
I was the
all
real Dolly.
saying the same thing
Oh,
about
Dolly.
election fraud
They
and
said
talking
it was
about
going
that,
to be an
but
automata.
none of
It
the
would take some of the
lawyers are
workload
saying
off me
any
so
of
I
that
could have a
stuff.
holiday.
Right.
Like in court,
said it
they're
would
not
have
talking
my
about
memories
election
and
fraud. They're talking about,
experiences and
we
knowledge.
wanted our observers
They've
to
been
be
mapping my
a little bit
consciousness with the
closer.
neural
Oh, we want
implant they gave
these
me.
ballots that were like
That's so
slightly
awful.
improper and that they're
They
trying,
lied.
the election
They
officials
replaced
are
me with
trying to
another
fix
girl.
to just
Yeah.
be thrown out, you know? They're not saying
She
anything about
barely
fraud.
even
They're
looks
trying
like
to
me.
like make
But people
some
will
little
know.
things be
No,
put into question
they don't
so
know
that
this.
everything can be
They've
put
been
into
using her
question.
Yes,
likeness
That's-
which
that-
is a horrible
So,
horrible
what do you
tactic.
want to do now?
Which is
Where to
definitely
go?
horrible, but then
I
on the
need to make a
public side of it,
decision.
like
My
no one's
future
actually
is
hearing what's
over.
going on in the
They are
courtrooms.
looking
On
No.
the public side of it, they can
to
say whatever they
imprison me
want
forever.
Yeah.
because that's not a
If I
courtroom.
break my
Yeah,
They
the
can say
whole
it's election
system's
fraud.
rigged. The
Well, I
Democrats
really am.
stole the election. Millions
Yeah.
upon millions of uncounted
Forever.
votes for Trump.
I
And
was going to face
Yep,
them.
and it's
They
funny that
crashed
none of the
the
lawyers
line
are saying
which
any of
just
that shit
happened
because
No.
obviously it's not true. They
Yeah.
can't say any of that
Unless
shit.
You have any
Right.
other ideas? Start again.
It's
New
All right,
name, new
TV station
career.
or train
Move
station?
on. It'll be hard.
TV
but
station.
there
You,
is
you want her
nowhere
to just
go.
keep on going with the career she hates,
I'm
huh?
forbidden to
Soul
work.
killing work?
To have money. Leave the city. Why stay in Nivalis? Head out to the Eastern Peninsula, my old home.
Okay,
I would
maybe
not
we go with
survive
the train
there.
station.
Yeah, let's get her
You
the fuck
might.
out of here.
You'd have a better chance than here.
Let's free Miley Cyrus.
I do not know. I
Is she
can't
is she an
decide.
android?
Do
I'm
what you
not
think is
sure. I
best.
think so.
I think they were
Take me
talking she was an
wherever you please.
automata.
I think most of the important people in this are androids.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I think that's kind of what this is, android rights.
Did you ever play Detroit?
No, in fact, that's one that I have it for free on the PS4. I really want to do that on this channel.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, it was a PlayStation Plus giveaway.
Excuse me.
Dude, why haven't I been playing the game like this so far? This is awesome.
In first person? Yeah, that's actually... When I saw that, I was like, wait, is the game doing this for you?
Well, I was pressing buttons to try to open the map because I forgot what it was, and I accidentally did this. Now here we are.
This is actually great.
This is, like, super immersive.
Yeah, I don't know why it changes it so much, but it does.
Yeah, it does. Like, it suddenly looks like a much more real city.
These tight little things are a little scary.
Yeah. I feel much more like Spider-Man. But yeah, like, that... And Graham, too. Like, just like Rudy Giuliani. Like, his whole thing, he just yells moral indignation until, like, that super tight necktie he wears, like, cutting off all his circulation, right?
Which, again, I think we talked about this last time, that Lindsey Graham seemed like he was pushing, in the beginning of Trump's presidency, that he was really pushing against the president.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
It's, how is it that all of these people, so many, end up, like, are so afraid to speak out against him? Like, do they really think it's political suicide to speak out against Trump, really? Like,
apparently, because
especially
I think
now?
it's more, I think for them it's more like, okay, so... Like, I can keep going against Trump even and know that it's the morally right thing to do. But that means, like, losing my stature in the Republican Party and, like, everything I've built is gone. And I have to, like, carve some new way out. It's just easier to yell and scream Trump's lies than it is to actually have to make that kind of a move.
They don't win
it's
until your music
still
stops.
confounding to me, especially right now when they know he's on his way out.
Right.
You know, it's...
I think they're all looking... I think they're playing like a long game and hoping that, you know, staying loyal to Trump will give them like a media career, or that they'll be able to broker his remaining supporters into their own votes and their own campaigns.
What? I think talking about the supporters, I think that's why they're doing it, is they feel, and perhaps correctly, probably correctly, unfortunately, that there is a lot of the Republican base loves Trump.
Yeah, which is sadly fucking true. I mean,
it seems like a huge part of the Republican base is energized by someone
I think
that they see as a total outsider.
I think you posted something on your Facebook, like on election night, like, you know, Nazism is bad, and the quote is from "Not nearly enough Americans," you know, or something like that.
I think what I posted on election night was,
you know, at the time,
what was it? It was
fascism is wrong. Not nearly.
It was like sanity, and you know, sanity can't return to America, and it's like 70 million Americans apparently.
Yeah, right.
It's just like, yeah, what the hell? It's. I know some people are like, disruption is good. They want someone who's disrupted because they're fed up with the system. Okay, that I get. The sentiment there I get. But it's to vote for him.
Oh, I know.
You know, like, it's someone who's like fed up. Like, I'm fed up with the system, sure. That's why I would vote for Bernie or Warren. You know, because they would shake things up in that way.
Absolutely.
But at this point, if you're voting for Trump, like, some people, honestly, and I've talked to some people who, I voted for Trump. I hate him. I think he's fucking stupid. And I think people will rise up because of that. It's like, okay, if there was any reason that was good to vote for him, I guess that would be the reason, but I still don't support it at all.
Yeah, no, like that, yeah. That's like, you know, again...
People are gonna die in that process.
Yeah,
like,
burn the house down because you're sick of the house, you know? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Don't give it a makeover or invest money into it. Burn it down. Like, that's just...
basically the extreme of that road is, hey, the second Civil War.
That's like some Joker shit, you know?
Yeah, we're going to see what comes out of that, which, we'll survive it, but that doesn't mean we'll be better for it.
I was saying, not all of us. I mean...
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, really, like, you've seen the Proud Boys. You know, like, about that 17-year-old kid who made a $2 million bail after he shot up some people, right?
Yeah,
like, What happens when that kid or someone like him sees the Biden-Harris sign in your yard and decides that it's his patriotic duty to go in and butcher your whole family? But like, this isn't a hypothetical anymore. This shit happens.
No, this is happening
in America. Yeah.
And it's happening more because these people are emboldened.
Yeah, and because Trump is offering to, have their back
to pay
them
for
out
your
of it.
legal fees, literally.
Yeah. Right. Like what kind of a fucking nightmare scenario is that?
And he's pardoning these people that have skirted the law flagrantly.
Yeah. Well,
so
and again, I know I always use this example, but what if Obama did it? No, what if Obama in the last 2 months of his presidency pardoned a bunch of criminals and just made all of these big sweeping changes that were in the best interest of his private friends?
The thing they tried to crucify Obama for, the non-stories,
the tan suit, the bicycle helmet. And,
it's crazy to me we're not screaming every day, look at how flagrantly hypocritical all of this is. We have video evidence of people contradicting themselves.
I know.
I mean, just the fact of fucking Mitch McConnell
that's the game they
saying,
play.
"Hey, shouldn't the American people have a vote?" When Obama was trying to put in Merrick Garland, it's like, "Oh, shouldn't the people have a vote?" What was this? 6 months before the election?
Yep.
And then
understood.
What Barrett was sworn in 8 days before, and it just came out. Aides were talking, or no, it was one of his former aides, McConnell's aides, was saying that McConnell called Trump the night of Ginsburg's death, the night of her death, saying 2 things: 1, we need to fill that seat, and 2, it's going to be Barrett. He floated her name. And so it's obviously he knows his position. Unfortunately,
McConnell's the worst of the worst.
McConnell knows the power that he has. What he's swinging, and so he floated that name to Trump.
Yep.
And who knows? Maybe he would have picked her anyway. I don't know. But
I doubt it. I doubt that he even knew who she was.
He knows what it's. And I think I posted this. I think Murray posted this too. And it's just you want to see what hypocrisy is. Right after RBG died, it's look what McConnell's going to do in the next few days. We knew it was coming.
Oh, absolutely.
But to be so just blatant about it,
and how do you even... He doesn't have to care. He doesn't have to care because this
he's
election
really
showed us once again that he is absolutely untouchable, and I don't know why. He's not like a charismatic person. He's not like a
pretty
really
much the opposite of that.
Yeah, he's not like a really dedicated, hardworking man of the people. I mean, he's transparently vile. I mean, it's just that's every move he makes. It's openly flippant towards the customs, the rules, and the norms of civilized society. McConnell just doesn't give a shit. It's all about the money and all about what he can take. And for whatever reason, the Republican Party has just given him a license to let out all of his worst impulses, and Trump is his golden goose to make that happen.
Yeah. And I gotta say, the Democrats, how are they not, maybe they know something I don't as far as people don't care, but, how are they not making a huge deal about this, every single day? Sounding the alarms.
On the list of people, I like to think that I don't wish anyone dead, but, people that I really wouldn't be sad to, I wouldn't mourn,
No, definitely making the world a worse place. And you know what's the kicker? Is they're saying election fraud, they're saying these outlandish things
which have the potential to upend society.
Yeah, and they're literally doing outlandish things, and we're not screaming foul. We're not making these huge campaigns saying, "Oh my God, they stole one of the Supreme Court justices from us."
Yeah.
They did. Oh my God, there actually was. They were trying to do some legit election fraud on their side.
Absolutely,
which you hear about these ballot boxes in California that were
telling the armed militias to police the polls? Yeah, you bet they were.
Yeah. They were doing
intimidation?
everything they could because they know they've in our lifetimes, since basically George Bush Sr.
Yeah.
They have won the popular vote once.
I know.
And
Isn't
that was
crazy?
George Bush Jr.'s re-election against Kerry. It was a pretty weak sauce candidate. Let's be real.
Yep. Which is
They
interesting because
won
I
the
like
popular
Kerry,
vote
but-
once. If we were a popular vote, if we were a sensible nation, like, and we went by the popular vote, like, I know why we instituted the Senate and why we instituted the Electoral College. I don't care. It's outdated.
It
Like,
is. Yeah, the Electoral
say-
College is hopelessly outdated.
Yes, and you say, oh, well, the big cities, they're going to have more of a say.
And the
yes,
fact-
because more people
Yeah.
live there.
Maybe we
Like,
should get her
The
better
fact
people
that
will have more
Trump's
say.
the only hope Trump has right now is that states would go against the popular vote and put in people who would in the Electoral College who would vote Trump in regardless of the consequences.
Regardless, which would be unprecedented.
Right.
And yet but that's what he was trying to do. He was
that shows you
almost trying to-
potentially how bad that system actually could be.
Yeah, and I feel like was on his way to get his what do you call it? Was on his way to making that a reality in Michigan. You know, I mean, I don't think it was ever going to get off the
weird
ground.
Private cabal that he held. Oh, that was like stuff out of like a John Grisham novel. You know, that was.
Dude,
oh my god!
It's gonna. I know we've been talking politics like pretty much this entire
Well,
episode.
but it's prevalent right now. I mean, this is like I'm gonna be telling my grandkids about this shit.
Yeah,
you know?
this is history. It's not
Hopefully
just the
from a much
pandemic that's
different
history right
dynamic.
now.
Yeah. It's like you wouldn't believe how bad it got in 2020. You know? Thank God that never happened again.
Like I feel like I'm gonna have an aneurysm hearing.
Yeah.
You know, some people I know, some people I work with, like, oh yeah, like hear about like it is kind of interesting. Not like, you know, some people I know, like, oh yeah, the election's being stolen. It's like, oh fucking.
Right.
But then some people being like, it's just interesting.
I know.
Some
I
things
fucking
are happening.
hate that. Like, we talked about this last time, where like, you know, some conservatives, they're like, well, let's just wait and see, you know, or like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not ready to call him President Biden. Yeah, we don't know for sure. Like being like a gun carrying Nazi gives you some kind of secret information that the rest of us aren't privy to, you know.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. Must be
broken?
fucking aggravating to listen to.
It is, and you know, granted, I'm in Indiana, a very red state,
Yeah.
so I probably hear it a lot more than you do, but damn.
We get charged
But
a fortune for
also, it's like,
I told you.
literally,
This is
I'm
my
not
fault.
screaming, oh my god, your side was trying to steal the election
Look,
and trying to
things
do
are
that,
probably
even though
different,
that's
but
literally
way
true.
different here
Like, I
than
feel
they
like I
were
would
in
just
your
be
old
trading
apartment.
blows and I would be
The
like
clothes
playing on their
replicator is
level.
broken.
Yeah.
It's not
But like,
broken.
that's
We don't
literally the
have one.
truth. I try to stop
It's
myself
going to
sometimes,
be
like,
hard
okay,
on
am I
you
just
for a
doing what they're
while
doing?
till
Am I
you
just
adjust.
kind of getting crazy?
spoiled.
But like, no. Like,
It's
you
okay,
see,
you
again,
were,
like,
but
the
only in some ways.
funny.
Spoiled with things,
The ballot
but not with
boxes, you know,
affection.
the
Not from
shit
what I
that they
saw
do,
of Leo,
like
anyway.
trying to
give you
instill
those
from the
same things
beginning,
you
oh
had
yeah,
before.
this is,
Do you
if I
understand?
don't win,
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not going to accept the results.
But
There's
I'm
some
not
shady
going
shit
away.
going on.
I
Like,
won't let anyone take you away if you don't want
it's-
to go.
I don't want to go.
they're the ones pulling crazy
Then
shit.
there's
Yeah.
nothing
You
to
know,
worry about.
and
you're right. The
Can you
like
read
the whole
these
like
screens on the
two-faced
front door?
nature of it is probably what
I'm
drives
gonna bring up
me
some
the
instructions for you.
craziest.
They'll tell you how to do
Is
stuff.
like the fact that they
Wash,
know what
open
they're
window
doing
filters, call me
and
on the
can
com,
just
basic stuff.
get
Just
out of
read
it
them
by saying
carefully.
the other side's doing
Can you
it,
do
not
that?
me.
Yeah.
Trump is the king of that.
All
Doing
right,
something,
well, I have to
rushing
go
to
back
do
work,
something,
but
and
my
then
shift will
immediately
finish in a little
accusing the
while.
other side of doing
You
it.
should get
Right.
some sleep.
Like,
And it is
it's
much
like
more
all he has
effective
to
than it
think
should
about
be.
is like what
don't
is
sleep.
like the
You're in
horrible
charge.
thing that I want
Oh,
to do.
okay.
All I have to do is accuse
When
my
I come back,
opponent
we'll
of
do
doing
something
that.
fun.
You know?
Yeah.
After I
And
get
then
some
they're
sleep.
going to
And then
spend
they're
all
gonna
their time
ignore
playing
the fact that I'm
defense
doing it.
Okay?
and
Nice
somehow
to see you
looking
again,
like
Pashta.
worse
I'm
for
excited
it.
to
Like,
Right.
talk later.
How come I can hear Camus? Isn't he a car?
He can transmit through the car.
Yeah,
when
what
I'm home.
what a crock of shit.
Hi, Camus. I'm going to stay home and
Yeah.
look after everything till you come back.
That's good. But this isn't home, Pashta. Remember that. It's just where we live right now.
Uh-oh.
I understand.
oh, were you playing?
I was.
Oh, that's funny.
And apparently I suck. Alright, well, we've adopted a girl. Max, we're dads.
All right.
We are dads
Finally.
now.
13 FC, we need you to get out
I
of
mean,
that
in this
area
game.
fast.
End of the game.
Why?
I've been a dad,
And
but that's
under
alright.
net pulse.
Yeah, okay, so apparently we're still not done with this fucking game.
Like, what the hell?
I'm
We're
having
doing just
fun with
side
it,
quest
so I don't mind
missions still?
continuing,
Like,
but
Get out of Midtown. Avalon Heights should be safe.
I'm not carrying any cargo.
Huh.
It's not about deliveries, kid. If the pulse hits you, Cloudpunk will get hit with a fine.
Oh, cool.
We
Now
only
my
have a
job's in
license for
jeopardy.
5 Havas in this zone.
But no, like I did not
So?
expect this game to be as
You're number 6. They already got the rest.
How
I
much
don't know,
time do I
long.
have?
But not like long as in like I'm not enjoying it.
Understood.
It's just like I'm a little surprised that it is. Oh, get to Avalon Heights quickly. All right, this is the last thing we're gonna do. We gotta book it.
Yeah, I am kind of surprised, like how much meat there is to the game. And
Yeah,
it doesn't
like,
seem
way
like
more
it's
than I expected.
backtracking or anything like that. You know, they're not padding it out. You know what I mean?
No. Oh shit! There's no way I'm gonna make this.
Where do you have to get Avalon Heights?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm not even in my car. Yeah.
You got 40 seconds. No, not even 40 seconds.
Let's see, 5:19 away. Let's try it.
Nah, you're good, man. You're good. Just drive.
Just drive, baby.
Now, what's going on? The car is gonna the car is gonna go down.
Oh god.
If you're hit with the pulse. Yeah, all of a sudden you're crashing into everything.
Oh, there's no way.
Oh, dude, you got no time. Jeez.
Oh, I'm not even. Wait, hold on. Wait. Oh, it's gonna be close.
Are you gonna be out of there? Oh
Ooh.
man.
Did I do it? Did I do it?
Wow.
I did it. I think I did it.
I think you did. Wow.
I feel really
were
good
you
about
supposed
what
to
we
be
just
doing that
accomplished.
as he's talking to you? Like seriously? Nice, man.
Nice.
Damn it, 14 FC.
What? I did
We
it.
didn't
What?
make it.
No, it's not your fault. We skimped on the license. We can't process any bonuses.
But I did it.
Did it.
Fuck you, game.
Fuck.
Max, next time on Play the Hits, we go get our money back.
Yeah, fuck you, game.
Yeah, we're getting our bonuses.
Fuck you, Control.
Yeah. Next
Do what
time,
you asked.
we're gonna change shit. Not tonight, but we're gonna change shit.
We're later.
We're gonna break the system eventually.
Eventually.
We will see you next time,
Just
Max.
like every activist whose heart isn't really into it anymore.
Yeah, right. Man,
See you then, man.
we're gonna fight the man Tuesday.
One day.
We'll see ya.
See ya.